Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something that one of those real fundamental 101 questions that I get a lot about how to start traveling. And the big question is, what am I going to do for money? A lot of my friends talk about their careers and they always say, can I do this career overseas? For some of them, the answer is yes. For some of them, the answer is no. But I want you to do something kind of maybe beneath your pay grade. I tell people all the time, I'm a small time hustler. I'm just a small time hustler in a lot of different areas. One of the things that I can't stress enough that's a very easy doorway for anyone with at least one university degree in anything is teaching English. Now, I'm going to tell you what it is and what it is not. Teaching English is not being some dirty backpacker in a school full of children in some far-flung region of the universe where you're paid whatever it is, the meager offerings of bread, water, and room and accommodation. That might have been the case, I don't know, 20 years ago. Now, the teaching English community has really evolved. It's not like the old days and you would see in the movies of someone with no skill and no talent going someplace to lead this life of being an English teacher. Now, it's as cutthroat as any other career field. The difference is the minimum requirement is two things. One, if you have some university degree from the United States or the UK or an English-speaking country, plus some sort of a certification. Some people get CELTAs, some people get DELTAs. I got a very simple degree online that took me maybe a week to do a course. But here's the trick. And what a lot of people don't know is that in any country where you are teaching English as a second language, you are making a above middle class income. A lot of people don't know that. You're working a regular, generally 9 to 5 job, 6, 7 hours a day. And the reason I always suggest this job to people, especially my friends who are good at other things, is because it's not that hard to do when you go into a good institution. Now, I don't make any money for the two companies I'm going to talk to you about now, but they were good to me. I was paid well. I have an excellent reputation with those companies, and I still have connections if you want them. One was in Tokyo, Japan. I worked for a company called Nova. There was a time when in Tokyo, English was all the rage. The companies have since downsized. The trick is, it's still not hard to get a job if you're an educated American and want to get some sort of an English certification. A lot of them will train you themselves. The other was in, I would say, what's a really good one? China. Wall Street English, which is just a name. They're not really attached to Wall Street. Wall Street English, another great company. I still have great contacts there. What they did is they give you a curriculum and you teach it. And I want to be clear about this. When I say this job may be beneath some of you, that's a good thing. Because what that also allows you to do is if you have a side business, if you're developing a side business, it gives you that opportunity. A lot of people have these great business ideas, but they don't have the time to implement it. And if any of you have listened to anything I've said, anything you have seen me write on YusefWateef.com, do not jump out the window and quit your job for some new business idea. Do not jump out the window with nothing and say, I'm just going to travel overseas the way they do in the movies. I'm just going to make it somehow. Or you'll end up poor and destitute in a country that's going to just throw you out. What you can do when you're teaching English as a second language is have a job that allows you to work 6 or 7 hours a day. The rest of that time, you can do the stupid thing, which is spend your time spending all your money on foolishness that you would have done in the United States or your home country. I know people that spend all their money on booze and nightclubs the same way they would at home, which isn't a good way to spend your time. But I also had a lot of friends who did what I did, developing their other businesses. You see, when you have a job during the day, and I want to stress this, if you've been through a university education, if you have a corporate job in America, a regular job in America, teaching English is not that hard. It's just not. And I'm not supposed to say that, and people, oh, it's a noble career. It's a noble career, but it's not that hard, and you get paid disproportionately well. You know, part of the cornerstone of my financial success and being able to semi-retire early was I took jobs in careers that I understood that I could dominate because I don't do that many things very well at all. But the few things I do exceptionally well so that I can be paid at the top of the pay scale for it. As normal, here's my commercial time. I'm a writer, editor, copy editor, proofreader. One of my main jobs that I've been doing in a lot of countries is Websites. People come to me with their websites. They want their website done in university level English. I do that for them. I have a lot of books that I've edited, newspaper articles, websites. People who do just regular websites hire me to ghostwrite for them. I write resumes, I rewrite resumes, and I've been able to have that career. Again, it was a career that I started in the United States. I did on the side when I was in China, and then when I moved to Brazil, I was able to just start to pursue that full time. Do I still teach English? Absolutely. But here's the difference in what some people consider teaching English. I've never been a teacher of English in giant classrooms, and I don't teach English to children because it's much harder to scare them into obedience. With adults, I can say, hey, listen, if you're not going to behave, I'm going to talk to the CEO of this company who's paying for all this, and you're going to have to settle with him. Because adults act stupid. Kids, they just laugh and think it's a joke, and then and they laugh some more. It's not fun. I've never taught I've never taught rooms with people that numbered more than 4 or 5. I have very small, very tight classrooms of people who are looking not to sound like the guy on television or the guy in the music video. They want to sound like Barack Hussein Obama. They want to sound like the university professor. They want to speak the way the guy on the TED Talk speaks, because those people are able to do things on just a different level. And that's what I teach. Going back to the mainline story, though, I would encourage you to really do some research. I'm going to link to an article on Facebook. I'll also link to, I think I have an article on Facebook, and I think I have an article on YusefWateef.com that kind of goes into this with another friend of mine who's another traveler, and she's lived all over the world as well. The TLDR is teaching English abroad. If you decide to be one of that top 10% class of people who go in with an education, get a good teaching certificate, and work for a major company, you can make an above middle class income. And by the way, don't compare your income in American dollars versus the income there. You'll say, well, the money I'll make in China or Japan doesn't equal America, but you have to factor in the whole economy. No matter where you go, teaching English can make you an above middle class income that still allows you to save what? I always say, if you don't have any children, you need to be saving 20% of your income. And if you do have kids, you still need to save 10. But you probably won't start saving that 10 if you didn't start saving the 20, because you won't be in the habit. But that's another video. I'm not going to go off on that. If you have any questions about this, let me know. You can catch me at YusefWateef@gmail.com. Anyone can find me on any social media. I'm glad to help anybody I can, because I've had a lot of success just by giving all the best information that I have. I try to give away to everybody. I try to give away to as many people as I can, because it's always come back to me. Not just in the form of, hey, we want to hire you, but I've managed to build a tree of social networks and friends and associates all over the world that have been there for me, and I've been there for them. And what I found is that the more people I help, the more people want to help me. And that's a good feeling. So I wish everybody the best. The last thing I'll say is, please make sure you subscribe, because subscribing and touching the bell really does matter. I'm not in any kind of advertising program. So I will also say, share this on some form of social media, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram. Share it and say, hey, if you like this guy, great, you should subscribe to him. And lastly, also, because I don't have any kind of revenue with YouTube or Google or any of that stuff, if you want me to talk about who you are, your product, your website, your Instagram page, any of that stuff, I can be bought. If you want to send me a present, if you want to send me a PayPal, if you want to send me Bitcoin, if you want to send me a better microphone to do these with, if you want to send me a camera, I want to be clear. I am all about the transactional services. I will honestly review whatever it is that you sent me. I will talk about what you've asked me to do, and I will plug you through all my social media as well. Why? Because I'm a capitalist. I'm just honest about it. I hope to hear from some of you, if not all of you. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye-bye.